Hi kids, how are you all? I hope you all must be fine, right? So today we are going to read for class 5 Science Olympiad. And in class 5 Science Olympiad, which portion we are going to discuss? We are going to discuss the previous year question paper of level 1 SOF NSO. Okay? So are you all ready for it? Yes. So let's get started. Our first question, which of the things listed below are non-biodegradable? Options are 1. Cotton t-shirt, 2. Glass cup, 3. Gold necklace, 4. Roasted chicken, 5. Debit card, 6. Banana. Options are A. 1 and 2 only, B. 3 and 4 only, C. 3, 4 and 5 only, D. 2, 3 and 5 only. Okay. So we have to find out which of the things listed below are non-biodegradable. Do you know what is biodegradable and what is non-biodegradable? So there are certain substances when microorganisms act on it and they can mix it with the soil. Okay. So it is biodegradable, and if microorganism cannot destroy them, cannot act on them, they cannot be mixed with the soil, okay, then it is non-biodegradable. So here the non-biodegradable, that is glass cup, gold necklace and debit card, okay, and the cotton t-shirt, roasted chicken, banana, these are biodegradable substances. So here the correct answer is 2, 3, 5, that is present in option D. Got it? Coming to the next question, which of the following statement is incorrect? Options are A. European eel migrates from freshwater to sea for breeding. B. Arctic tern travels from its breeding ground in Antarctica to Arctic region and back again each year. C. Monarch butterflies migrate from Canada to Mexico from late October through March. D. Salmon migrate from sea to freshwater to breed. So, which of the following statement is incorrect? So, European eel migrate from freshwater to sea for breeding. This one is correct. Arctic tern travels from its breeding ground in Antarctica to Arctic region and back again each year. This one is incorrect. Okay. Why? Because they move from Arctic circle to Antarctic circle. Okay, and you know how much distance they cover? They cover around 30,000 kilometer distance. Okay, isn't it interesting? Right? Okay, coming to the next option. Monarch butterflies migrate from Canada to Mexico from late October through March. This one is correct. Salmon migrates from sea to freshwater to breed. This one is also correct. So here the incorrect one, that is the correct option, option B. Got it? Coming to the next question, select the animal pair that has similar breathing mechanism. Options are A. Bat, fish, B. Turtle, lizard, C. Butterfly, mouse, D. Earthworm, cockroach. So here the correct answer is option B, that is turtle and lizard. Okay. Here both turtle and lizard, they breathe through lungs. Okay, and in other option, that is in option A, that is bat and fish. In case of bat, they respire through lungs. In case of fish, they respire through gills. Coming to butterfly and mouse, also but mouse, they respire through lungs. Butterfly, that is spiracles. Coming to earthworm and cockroach, earthworm, they breathe through skin, okay, and cockroach, they breathe through a tube-like structure, that is trachea. So here the correct answer is option B. Coming to the next question, Roshni took equal amount of three types of soil samples P, Q and R in three separate identical troughs with hole at the bottom. The amount of water that was poured in each trough just before it started dripping from the bottom hole is tabulated here. P 30 ml, Q 40 ml, R 70 ml. So select the correct statement regarding it. Options are A. Soil P is most suitable for growing plants like watermelon. B. Excess irrigation in soil P leaves it waterlogged. C. Soil Q is found abundant on sea beaches. D. Soil R has maximum spaces between its particles. So here P, the soil that is containing 30 ml of water. That means this is a type of soil which held less amount of water. Okay, and the soil that held less amount of water, these are sandy soils. And these sandy soils, these are more suitable for growing plants like watermelon. Okay, so here the correct answer is option A. Rest other options, these are incorrect. Coming to the next question, select the correct statements. Option 1, forest control floods and landslides. B, Gauradevi, Sundarlal Bahuguna and Chandni Prasad Bhatt are some famous leaders of Chipko movement. 3, Sipin in Kerala, Devpat in Himachal Pradesh and Devrai in Rajasthan are some example of sacred groves in India. 4, deforestation leads to global warming. And options are A, 2 and 3 only, B, 1, 2 and 4 only, C, 3 and 4 only, D, 1, 2 and 3 only. Okay. So here we have to find the correct statement. So, yes. So here forest control floods and landslide, this one is correct. Then Gaura Devi, Sundarlal Bahuguna and Chandni Prasad Bhatt, these are famous leader of Chipko movement, this one is also correct. And the example of sacred groups given in India, this one is incorrect. Deforestation leads to global warming, this one also correct. So here the correct option is 1, 2 and 4. Okay, where it is present in option B. So option B is the correct answer. Coming to the next question, Risha takes 100 ml of water in a bowl and place it in a freezer. After few hours, she takes out the bowl from the freezer and measures the volume of the ice so far. What will be the volume of ice? Options are A, less than the volume of water taken, B, equal to the volume of water taken, C, more than the volume of water taken, D, it cannot be predicted. Okay, so Risha takes 100 ml of water in a bowl and places it in the freezer. After keeping the water, that is the same amount of water, 100 ml of water in the freezer, it is converted into ice. And means you can think that same volume of water, that is same amount of water, if you means same amount of water, when it is converted into ice, what is the change in the volume? So volume of ice, it is always greater than, always more than volume of water taken. Okay. So why this is happening? Because when the water is converted into ice, the molecules of the ice, the particles of the ice or water, we can say particles of the water, they arrange themselves in such a way that there is formation of cages between them. Okay, so the molecules of water, they form bond and they arrange themselves in such a way that there is formation of some spaces, some cages. Okay, due to the formation of these spaces, ice takes more, means ice occupies more volume compared to the water. So here correct answer is option C, more than the volume of water taken. Okay. Coming to the next question, which of the following statement is correct? Options are A, Mars has no moon, B, Jupiter has rings of dust around it, C, Titan is a dwarf planet, D, Uranus appears blue in color due to the presence of ammonia gas in its atmosphere. So, we have to find out which of the following statements is correct. So, Mars has no moon, it is incorrect. Mars has two moons. Jupiter has rings of dust around it. Yes, this one is correct. Titan is a dwarf planet. It is wrong. Titan, that is not a planet. Titan is a moon of the planet, that is Saturn. It is the largest moon of the Saturn planet. Next, Uranus appears blue in color due to the presence of ammonia gas in its atmosphere. This one is incorrect. Uranus appears blue in color due to the presence of the traces of methane gas in the atmosphere. Right? So, here the correct answer is option B. Coming to the next question, in which of the following bowls Will the seed sprout? In bit 1, seed air plus warmth. 2, seed air kept in refrigerator. 3, seed plus air plus moisture plus warmth. Options are A, 1 and 2 only, B, 2 and 3 only, C, 3 only, D, 1, 2 and 3. Okay. Then here, coming to the how the sprout, there will the seed will be converted into sprout. Okay. So here, when the seed it gets sufficient amount of water, air, okay, and so little warmth, then only the seeds will sprout. So in the third bowl, here seed is there, air is there, moisture, that is the water, and warmth is there. That's why only in case of 3, the seeds will be converted into sprout. Got it? Coming to the next question, which of the following is categorized as contact force? Options are A, gravitational force, B, magnetic force, C, frictional force, D, electrostatic force. So, which of the following is categorized as contact force? Do you know what is contact force? So, contact force is the force which is exerted when two bodies are in contact with each other. Okay, so here in case of gravitational force, you know gravitational force, that is from earth, and it acts on all the bodies. Okay, if you keep the ball here, gravitational force will also act on it, so it is not a contact force. Magnetic force, when we keep a magnet and keep a iron piece, you can see that magnet, it will attract the iron piece. Okay, so if they are not in contact, then also it is attracting. So it is also non-contact force. Frictional force is a contact force. Suppose this is the surface, okay, or we can say this is a floor, and you have kept a box on it. Okay, so when we try to move the box, so if box is moving in this direction, then the surface which is in contact with the box, it will exert a force, that is the frictional force in opposite to the direction of movement of the body. Okay, so here there is a normal force applied, okay, and the body is moving and it is in contact with the surface, so surface is imposing the frictional force in opposite direction. So two bodies are in contact, the surface and the body, that's why it is the contact force. Electrostatic force, it is the force of attraction between two oppositely charged particles. In one case positive charge particle will be there, in other case negative charge particle will be there. So there is no contact between them, then also it acts. So here the correct answer is option C. Coming to the next question, study the given table and identify muscles X, Y and Z. Features under our control, striated, and types of muscles X, Y, Z. So options are A, skeletal smooth cardiac, B, cardiac smooth skeletal, C, cardiac skeletal smooth, D, smooth cardiac skeletal. Okay, so here see, first one, that is X, under our control. It is under our it is not in our control, but it is striated. So this one is cardiac muscle. Okay, then the Y, that is under control, and that is also striated one. So this one is skeletal muscle. Coming to Z, which is not under our control and non unstriated, so this one is smooth muscle. So X, Y, Z, cardiac, skeletal, smooth. And where it is present? It is present in option C. Got it? Coming to the next question, match column 1 with column 2 and select the correct option from the given codes. Okay, so in column 1, protozoa, virus, fungi, bacteria. In column 2, polio, athletes, food, sleeping sickness, typhoid. Options are A, that is A3, B1, C2, D4, B, A1, B2, C4, D3, C, A2, B3, C1, D4, D, A4, B1, C3, D2. Okay, so here see, protozoa, a protozoa that is responsible for the sleeping sickness stages. Okay, so A, we can write here that is B3. Then coming to B, virus. Polio occurs due to polio virus. Okay, poliomyelitis virus. So it is B1. We can write here fungi. So athlete's foot, it is a disease caused by fungi. So we can write here B2. Bacteria. So typhoid is the bacterial cousin diseases. Okay. Salmonella typhi, that is the name of the bacteria which causes typhoid. So we can write here B4. So A3, B1, C2, D4. Oh, it is present in option A. Got it? Coming to the next question. Which of the following graphs correctly shows the effect of temperature on the solubility of sugar in 100 ml of water? So different options are there in options. In the x-axis temperature is there, and in the y-axis solubility of sugar in 100 ml of water. That is what amount of sugar can be maximum dissolved in 100 ml of water at that temperature. Got it? At that particular temperature, in 100 ml of water, what maximum amount of sugar can be dissolved in that 100 ml of water? That is the solubility of sugar. Okay, and if we increase the temperature, with increasing temperature, solubility of the sugar or solubility of the solute increases. Okay, so here the graph that will be B, because here with increase in temperature the solubility of sugar also increases. Got it? Yes. Coming to the next question, study the two life cycles carefully. Egg tadpole adult life cycle 1, egg larva pupa adult life cycle 2. Which of the following statement is incorrect regarding the life cycle shown here? Okay, so for option A, in both the life cycles, newly hatched young ones do not resemble the adult. B, in both the life cycles, all stages occur on land. C, in life cycle 1, one of the stages breathe through gills. D, in life cycle 2, one of the stages may give a natural fiber. So, the egg tadpole adult, that is the life cycle 1, we can consider it as the life cycle of frog. Okay, and life cycle 2, egg larva pupa adult, we can consider it as the life cycle of silkworm. So we have to find the incorrect statement. In both the life cycles, newly hatched young ones do not resemble the adult. This one is correct. Okay. In both the life cycles, all stages occurs on land. No, all stages do not occur on land in both the cycles. In case of frog, it may occur in the water also. Okay, and this silkworm, it occurs on the tree, that is the mulberry tree. Okay, in life cycle 1, one of the stages breathe through gills. Yes, this one is correct. The adult frog, it can breathe through gills. In life cycle 2, one of the stages may give a natural fiber. This one is also correct, because in this pupa stage they form cocoon, and from the cocoon we get the silk fiber. Okay, and this silk fiber, that is a natural fiber. Got it? So correct answer is option B. Coming to the next question, fill in the blanks in the following sentences by selecting the correct option. A, one is caused due to deficiency of 2 in diet. B, swelling in the neck is a symptom of 3. So options are A, night blindness, vitamin D, anemia. B, rickets, vitamin A, scurvy. C, scurvy, vitamin C, beriberi. D, beriberi, vitamin 1, goiter. So swelling in the neck is a symptom of the disease, that is goiter. And coming to option A, we have to check the options. And night blindness, it does not cause due to vitamin D. It causes due to deficiency of vitamin A. Rickets, it causes due to deficiency of vitamin D. Scurvy causes due to deficiency of vitamin C. Okay, but beriberi is not the correct answer for this one. And beriberi, it occurs due to deficiency of vitamin B1, and goiter is the swelling of the neck. So here the correct answer is option D. Coming to the next question, select the odd one out on the basis of number of cotyledons present in their seeds. Options are A rice, B corn, C wheat, D pea. Okay. So in rice, corn, wheat, all these three they have single cotyledon in their seed. So we can call them as monocot plants. And pea, it is having two cotyledons. So we can call it as dicot plants. That's why pea is different, or we can say organ. Okay. So D is the correct answer. Coming to the next question. Which of the following joints allows back end of foot movement easily? Options are A. Hinge joint, B. Ball and socket joint, C. Gliding joint, D. Pivot joint. Okay. So here that is the correct answer. Each option A hinge joint. Hinge joint which is present in our elbow, knee, etc. So back and fourth movement is there. Okay. Coming to the next question, Rubina set up an experiment as shown and kept the whole apparatus in sunlight. So you can see here a test tube is there, hydrilla plant is there inside a funnel, water is there in the beaker, and sunlight is coming from the upper side, and here air bubbles are there. Okay. So what does this experiment prove? Options are A. Chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis. B. Oxygen is evolved during photosynthesis. C. Carbon dioxide is used during photosynthesis. D. Water is evolved during photosynthesis. So, in the given experiment, we can see that air bubbles are coming out. That means from that water, okay, through that water, some gases are coming out. And we know plants, they prepare their food in presence of sunlight, water and carbon dioxide, and they release oxygen gas. So whatever the bubbles are coming out from the funnel in which hydrilla plant is present, it is containing oxygen gas. That means oxygen is evolved during photosynthesis. Okay. Coming to the next question, refer to the given figure and select the incorrect option regarding PQR. So this is the structure of brain. Okay. Options are A. R is the second largest part of the brain. B. Q regulates heartbeat and blood circulation. C. P controls our thinking and learning. D. R controls body temperature, emotion, blood pressure and sleep patterns. Okay. So here P, this part P, that is the cerebrum. Yes. Q, this is medulla oblongata. R, that is the cerebellum. Okay. So R is the second largest part of the brain. That is correct. RQ, that is medulla oblongata. Then it regulates heartbeat and blood circulation. P controls our thinking and learning. So this one cerebrum, this is correct. R controls the body temperature, emotion, blood pressure and sleep patterns. So body temperature, emotion, blood pressure, sleep control, mainly these are regulated by hypothalamus. Okay. So this statement is incorrect. Coming to the next question, the girl in the given picture is sucking juice through a straw. This shows that options are A. Air has fixed volume, B. Liquid exerts pressure, C. Air does not have fixed volume, D. Air exerts pressure. So the girl in the given picture is sucking juice. How we suck juice? Do you like to take juice? Yes. So when we suck juice, there is a flow of air, right? So this air, it exerts pressure. That's why the juice which is present inside that container, it is coming to our mouth. Okay. So here the correct answer is option D, that is air exerts pressure. Coming to the next question, if you have a mixture of sand, salt and water, then which of the following processes can be used to separate these three components? Options are A. Decantation, evaporation, filtration. B. Sedimentation, filtration, evaporation, condensation. C. Evaporation, condensation. D. Sedimentation, evaporation, distillation. Okay. So we have sand, salt and water. So first we need to settle them. Okay. that process is known as sedimentation. So when we will settle them, that is the process of sedimentation, the sand, it will settle out. Okay, sand will settle. Then what we can do after sedimentation, we will do filtration, because when we will filter it, the sand, it will be separated, and now we are left with salt and water. Okay, after filtration, sand is removed and we are left with salt and water. Now we need both salt and water. What we will do? We will evaporate. Okay, we will do evaporation. So when evaporation will occur, then the water, it will be converted into water vapor, and then we will do condensation. Okay, we will do condensation. So water, it will be converted to water vapor, and again we will collect that water vapor. Okay, and then we will try to condense it. That water vapor, we will condense that. Then that water vapor, it will again be converted into water. So during water evaporation, water is converted into water vapor, and again in condensation, water vapor, it will be again converted into water. Okay, now we collect the water, and in the container where evaporation was taking place, salt will left behind. Okay, now water is removed and salt is left behind. So first one is sedimentation, second one is filtration, third one is evaporation, then condensation. Evaporation followed by condensation, there is also a special term for it, that is known as distillation. Okay, so it can be sedimentation, filtration and distillation as well. So as per the given options, it is option B. Got it? So this much for today's session. Let's meet you in the next session. Till then, read mindfully, practice all the questions properly. Okay, so meet you soon. Bye bye everyone.